Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm around a fortnight or so now into owning the XTi. Overall, the first impressions are fantastic. Now, the weather has been terrible. I've had to keep the ranges a lot shorter than I would have liked. I've managed to get a few afternoons out to 45 yards with the various pellets that I've already got in stock. Now, at the moment, whilst I'm getting used to the gun, obviously I've been making slight adjustments to the cheek and the trigger and everything like that. So at the moment, it's just a case of using known batches that are half decent, spending some time behind the rifle itself, getting myself familiar with it. The weather's due to break next week, so I'm going to show you how I do my proper batch testing. I've got a load of batches of Air Arms Fields, we've got some JSB Exacts, we've also got some H&Ns, and we're also waiting for the new H&N 8s as well. We'll show you how I do the full-on batch testing and working out the best ammo for this going forward. But certainly at the moment, it looks like the barrel's pretty unfussy. Some very encouraging results, even from a barrel clean, sort of within 10 to 15 shots it's back on, so it looks like it's going to be quite easy to live with. I've made a couple of minor adjustments. I've backed off the stabilizer just a half a turn, and I've also just relieved the tension on the trigger a half a turn as well. Overall, at the moment, I'm very happy. Very minor tweaks. The whole action itself is exactly as it came out of the box. You can see I've done a few cosmetic tweaks. I've painted the barrel and I made up a slightly smaller, more slender cheek piece. The rollover on here is exactly as it was from factory. But yeah, I'm very happy so far. It's working very well, and I'm sure once I've got a bit more time behind it and done some proper pellet testing in sort of slightly better conditions, I really need to monitor the drifts and the drops. It's going to be interesting to do that, and we'll get that all on film as well. I'm going to put up some of the footage from the last fortnight, and we'll see you at the end, because we've got some really interesting cards to show you. So catch up with you in a bit. Right guys, this is a bit of an impromptu quick session. We're just going to get some of the JSB shorts through it. I've now cleaned the barrel, that's all I've done. I've just given it a bunch of dry pull throughs. So we've got a perfectly clean barrel now. We're outside, we're at 25 yards just under. So if you've seen any videos before, you'll know exactly where I am. We're relatively sheltered, however there is quite a breeze running over the top of us. Down the end it's a little bit swirly, but hopefully we should still be able to put some groups in. Now, of course, we don't know exactly how well these are suited. The first few shots that I got off of this, the first 50 I did with these, were very good, but we don't know exactly that they are the perfect batch for it. We don't really know that any of the pellets that I've got are necessarily going to be the perfect one. It's always that sort of pot luck to start with. You can see the old wind indicator string on here now, so you can see what the wind's doing, swirling all over the place at the moment. Right, first 5, that looks like it's maybe about a centimetre. Nothing to write home about, but first few after a barrel clean, not too bad at all. Right, I'm going to move on to the second crosshair then from the left. Right, second 5 just shot. That group looks maybe marginally slacker. Hard to tell from this end, we'll have a look in a little bit. Right, onto the third 5. That one's bang down the centre line now. So the first shot of the third card. See if we can get them all to do that, shall we? See the wind's picking up a little bit now. Should have waited till that wind died off a little bit. I've got wind right up the back. Right, 20 shots, they look pretty good. We're going to have a quick look down there, shall we? These squares are a funny size, they're just over 5mm, so we've got under a centimetre. You can see that this one got slightly tighter. That one the wind had picked up, so probably 8-9mm, pretty good really. What we'll do, I think at the moment we might just swap over to the JSB heavies. I've got some with me, we'll see whether or not they're any better or any worse. I think definitely in the calm conditions we can definitely tighten those up. Right, change of plan. I've just put out a little 9-shot bench rest target. So that's a 17cm one, and that's got 9 bench rest bullseyes on it. Now the wind's died off at the moment. I'm not going to aim off at all. I'm just going to wait for any lulls in the wind, try and poke them straight down the centre, and we'll see what happens. And we'll see if we could have actually scored anything just poking them down the middle. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, I mean, just a smidgen to the right. You can certainly see why the old benchrest shooters want slightly higher magnification than this. At the moment, my crosshairs are actually obscuring the target. That 2mm ball is completely obscured by the crosshairs. That's better. Oh, trying to focus on these little tiny circles is making my eyes go funny. Oh, that was me. Well, is that good? Is that not? We're going to have a look. I don't know how good that is. Oh, struggle to focus on them things. Oh, rubbish. Look at that. I couldn't actually focus on it. The reticle obscures this tiny little circle in the middle. Don't know. Maybe we need to get the bigger scope on and have a little try, because that was quite fun. But for a first go at a benchrest card, to be honest, that's mostly driver error. Not too disappointed ultimately, but I know that Matthew's going to take the piss. Right, well, I struggled to see that benchrest target with this one. Don't forget we're only on 10 magnification. We're going to swap over now. I'm going to run through some JSB heavies. Now these are a batch from 2021. I've got quite a lot of these, so hopefully these will run quite well, because if they do, then we've got enough to last us a fair while. Let's do some 5-shot groups. Now, we've been sort of spoilt in the past. The Anschutz barrel that's in the alley, you can basically go from one batch of JSBs to another of the different weights and stuff, and it's really not a problem. It will practically shoot them almost immediately. Nice. Right, that's a little biathlon target, you've seen it before. Just put a reducer in there, that's 12mm. I think we'd be lucky to get that, considering it's smaller than our average group size. Peg on a board, butt hooks dropped down, monopods off, bipods off, get the old glove on, and we'll see what we can do at 45. One. Tell you what, my left hand, where I chopped it a while back, still really sore. Just supporting this and trying to hold the rifle against the pegs, hurting a fair bit. That's 2, 3, 4. Not quite sure why that second one didn't stay down. Maybe we ought to shoot it again, shall we? Oh, maybe that one doesn't like staying down. Right, do you reckon that we can hit that 12mm? I mean, that's smaller than any HFT target you'd have. Certainly at this range. A bit of a tricky one. Oh, got winded right out. Oh, did I just split it? I would have to look at the footage of that. I think I might have just nicked it in the bottom edge. I'm not exactly sure what my aim point is yet, because we've only had a few shots at this range, but not doing too bad. Right, definitely got it that time. Nice. Well, I tell you what, although I'm struggling to hold this with my left hand, because of that, that's really quite stable. It's a nice stable platform to shoot from. Just seems to go where you point it, really. Even with them pellets that I was anticipating would be a bit put, we've done all right. So might go and grab a drink and then we might have a go at some needlers, I think. Right, we've just moved over to the left hand side of the yard, so target's out there. We're back here, we're at 35 yards. See if I can actually frame this one a bit better. Oh. No. Oh, the wind's blowing straight in my face. Got it. Oh. Right, last shot. Wobbling about like a beast here. Oh, I think I just split it. I'm exhausted. I think that'll do for the testing, guys. I'll see you back at home. Well guys, I've got to be honest, I'm really enjoying using the XTi so far. It hasn't taken very long to get familiarised with it. Now bearing in mind that I'm pretty much matching the performance of the anshuts that I've been using for the best part of 7 years, I'm very, very happy so far. Now the first one's on film with the exact shorts. You've seen these already on the channel. We've used these through everything else. They seem to be a pretty good batch. There's your batch code there. So this was straight after a barrel clean. The first 5, 9.42mm. Perfectly fine straight after a barrel clean. Second 5, that group's dropped down by 2mm, so 7.4mm. Third 5, we're down at 5.45mm. Now that's absolutely brilliant. Again, outdoors with a bit of a breeze running. The wind was all over the place. You could see the wind indicator flag was swirling all over. Once that wind had picked up, the group opened up to 6.9mm. Now bearing in mind, I'm not aiming off. I was waiting for lulls in the wind and just punting them down the centre line. So I've got to be honest, I'm very happy with that. After those first 20, I went and shot the benchrest card, which I'll show you in a moment. But after that, I went straight on to the exact heavies. Again, there's your batch code on there. So straight after using the exact shorts, straight to the exact heavies, and we're getting sort of 9mm. This was one of the worst groups. Of course, they're settling into the barrel. By the time we've got 15 shots through, the groups are pretty tight. So again, 5 to 8mm, really quite happy with that. I would have liked to have spent a bit more time with those, but I got sidetracked with other stuff. The FX branded pellets, there's no point me giving you the batch code of those. They're from 2010. These are the ammo that I used to use in my old EV2 comp rifle. Again, straight swap from one to t'other. The groups, again, you can see that they start to tighten up, and of course the wind's doing its thing. So overall, in calm conditions, I'm absolutely certain that I can put in some far better groups than I've got here. However, when you look at some of these, they're really encouraging, especially considering I've only been using it for maybe 4 or 5 afternoons. I've not actually managed to spend a huge amount of time with it so far. So yeah, so first shots on film, I'm really, really happy so far, and I'm sure that in time I can improve on these even more so. Okay, so that's the benchrest card that I shot for a laugh. Now I thought it would be fun just to try it. I really couldn't see an awful lot through the little CP scope on 10 mag. This was shot with the JSB shorts again and again. I was literally just offering my crosshairs up to the centre dot on these and just punting them down. These should all be 10s, I think. A couple of these are a little bit wayward, dropped a bit low, but by this point I was getting a bit of eye strain actually trying to concentrate on those. So I'm going to put the big scope on. We're going to do a few more benchrest cards going forward. I'll see if I can match Matt over at Airability,
What we might need to do is get him to come and start running 10 mag. That might be interesting. So overall, just a bit of fun with the benchrest card, and I'm sure in a capable shooter's hands they could certainly do much better than I could. Bear in mind, these are pellets straight from the tin, no prep, no nothing like that, wobbly little bipod off the deck. I was pretty happy with that, considering it's my first time shooting it on a benchrest card. So yeah, bit of fun, enjoyed that. Now here's where it gets interesting, the shooting outside. So the kneelers and the 45-yard knockdowns, they were shot with a known poor batch of QYS domes. Now, we've used these on the channel before. They don't group particularly well at all in the Anschutz. In fact, any of the barrels in the Anschutz or the Catran or my S510 Ultimate Sport, they don't group very well at all. So I thought I'd just run a few through just out of curiosity. Straight after a barrel clean, we're putting in sort of 6-7 mil groups. There is, in this particular tin, some that are significantly heavier and slightly different size. So you're always going to get the odd flyers. But these groups are a quarter the size of all of the other guns. Now, I'm certainly going to try a few more of the domes, try and maybe find a slightly better batch. But the streamlines, I haven't got round to shooting yet. I've got a decent batch of streamlines that you've seen me using on the channel. I think they might also be a good one to push out to 100 yards eventually. So yeah, considering that these are a known poor batch, the performance that we got with those was actually surprisingly good. So yeah, happy with that as well. Right, it didn't go all to plan though, mind. The JSB KO slugs, the 10 grain ones. Now, bearing in mind the XTi is not even remotely built to shoot slugs. It's no way optimised to shoot them. I thought I'd give them a little go anyway. The groups were fairly scattered. I think actually they are slightly better than the Anschutz barrel in the 9015. However, still nothing to really write home about. I have got some new ones of these actually. I've got the Mark IIs on the way, so we're going to get the Anschutz back out in the coming weeks, and we're going to do some comparisons. We'll probably end up running the Catran, the 9015 and the XTi side by side with the standard knockout slugs from JSB, and like I say, then we'll run the Mark IIs as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting really. Now, this was the first card that I shot from the first video. Now, I didn't have the camera on, and actually, unfortunately, the conditions were probably the best that I've had so far. So the groups on there pretty much mirror the groups that I've got on film, although the weather was slightly better then. So I'm pretty sure that I'm getting the hang of it. Made a few little adjustments in the meantime. So overall, very, very happy. I think going forward, once I've done some more pellet testing, I've got the new H&Ns to try. We've got some H&N FTTs, we've got the FT heavies, and we've also got some of the 8s on order, and we've also got some JSBs, and we've got some Air Arms Fields. So we're going to do some proper batch testing and actually spend some time, hopefully when we get a bit of nice weather. So I'm fairly certain that going forward we can better these by quite a long way. So yeah, really quite happy so far. I'm really excited with it. I'm finding it nice to shoot, and considering it's an out-the-box rifle that hasn't been through various tuners, you haven't had to void the warranty or anything like that, and all the parts that it comes with, be it shooting at HFT prone, FT style, off the deck on a bipod at the moment, it's doing really, really well. So certainly a good addition to the channel. A lot of people have asked what I'm going to do with the 9015. I'm never going to get rid of that. We're going to keep it for the channel. I still enjoy shooting it. It's a beautiful bit of kit, and also it'll give us some continuity going forward, so when we start comparing pellets, we can still look back at the cards that we've shot over the years and see whether or not maybe the Mark II JSBs are better than the Mark Is we've already shot. So I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm keeping it, still enjoy it. XTi at the moment, new toy. I'm really in love with it and I'm really enjoying it. So got some more cool stuff coming up, guys. I think this will do it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.